Hey everybody, this is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with another comic review. Before we get into that, just a reminder of a couple things. We got Kid Switch 1 and 2 on Kickstarter pre-launch right now. I am trying to build up buzz for this. This is my return to Kickstarter to try a new series there. And I could use your help. So if you're interested in this comic, definitely hit the pre-launch so you can be notified when this goes live. This is my love letter to cartoons like Ben 10. I've been billing it as Ben 10 meets the TV show Sliders. So if that entices you, check it out. Also, Mighty Mascots number 10, triple size anniversary issue, still live on Indiegogo. You can still get that and some of the variants. That is in demand right now. And finally, Plastic City Comic Con happening in just about a month and a half. August 23rd, 10 a.m. to 5. Got some great guests, including Philip Kennedy Johnson and some voice actors and wrestlers. It's going to be a lot of fun. So check it out, all for a $10 admission. All right, let's get into the video now. So sorry, guys, I haven't been doing much reviews or anything lately. Just been super busy with lettering and all kinds of other stuff. So finally getting back to it today. I've been meaning to review this one probably for about a month or so now. So this is my review of Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 1. Now, this is written by Robert Kirkman. The artist on this is Ryan Otley. Colorist is Annalisa Leone. And letterer, one of my favorites, Mr. Russ Wooten. And of course, there's a ton of covers, as is with many comics nowadays. I don't like to do a lot of spoilers, so I'm going to give you a short summary of the story right from the Skybound website. The best, no, not quite a superhero series in the universe. Cursed with an unquenchable thirst for violence, Battle Beast searches the universe for the one warrior mightier than him and a glorious death. His only reward, but even in a universe of mighty Viltrumites like Invincible and Omni-Man, it seems that no one may be able to stop the galaxy's deadliest warrior unless he does the unthinkable. Superstars Robert Kirkman and Ryan Otley present the most demanded Invincible story of all time, revealing the secret story of Battle Beast that's perfect for any longtime fan. No spoilers and new readers alike. All right, so that is it in a nutshell. I enjoyed the book. I was a little hesitant about picking this up because if you know the Battle Beast character, whether you've seen the Invincible cartoon or have read him inside the Invincible comic, is the character is kind of just one note. I mean, it's like this lion-looking, warrior that just craves blood and battle, and he lives just for battle, basically. So I was like, what is a monthly series going to be about that? Is it just going to be him battling bigger and better opponents every issue? And there is some of that for sure in this issue, but because Robert Kirkman's writing it, there is a little bit of a storyline here too, which I was happy with. I think it hits all the notes of a great number 1 issue where you get the premise, the setup, and you get a little bit of action, which I like to see in comic books because there's so many comic books nowadays that have zero action in it. So I always like to see a little bit of action. And it was like a good, solid first issue. You got, a nice fight, and you got a premise of how this is going to go forward and how it's going to maintain like a nice longevity for an actual series. I don't know if Robert Kirkman's mentioned anywhere about how many issues this run's going to be. I know the Invincible comic was, I don't know, something like 130 issues, something like that. I don't know if this will be that. Looking at Ryan Otley's artwork, it I feel like he is firing on all cylinders. Like his artwork for this first issue was stronger than I think I've seen on his Invincible comics, which was great. Like he's really become a great artist over the course of, his run is on Invincible and other companies' work. I think he did Spider-Man for a little while. And man, he's firing all cylinders. And I love when they bring Russ in for the lettering, because he does some of the coolest lettering I've seen, in books, especially like the sound effects and the way he does like robotic voices and alien voices and things like that. So big fan of good lettering. The coloring is great as well. The aliens and the outer space scenes really pop. So the book is really solid. I didn't really have too many complaints about it. They gave you your money's worth. The book was $3.99 and it was 40 pages, which is a bargain. Most books today are $5 or more. And the other thing I loved about 40 pages for $3.99, that's unheard of. The other thing about it is the book has those nice cardstock covers too on top of that. So yeah, I love what Skybound's doing. They always try to give you a great comic for a little price, and they don't try to bilk the fans, which I really appreciate, especially with their Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff, which they easily could do, because those fans would buy most everything that comes out. But they don't really hurt your wallet, which I really appreciate. Some other things I wanted to mention. The thing I like about Kirkman too is he is very marketing savvy, or Skybound is in general. Like I saw when they did the first issue, they released the #1 in these blind bag features, which was basically a Battle Beast bag that was all red and you couldn't see what the comic was inside. And I bought one. I haven't opened it. I'm going to kind of keep it as a collector's item. I still get into a little bit of the collecting and stuff. But from what I heard is that each blind bag has limited quantity foils. And some of the foils are like key appearances of Battle Beast during the Invincible run, which is really neat. And then there's some other ones that are just unique, 1 in 100 foils and things like that. So you could really pull something that's awesome. But like I said, I didn't open mine. I didn't want to know what was in there. It's doing well. I just saw it got to a third printing. And the cool thing about Skybound is when they do a new printing, they put a new cover on it. So they actually make newer printings worth something because it has something new on it, which I think a lot of when people do second and third printings, they just leave the same cover and maybe change a color on the logo or something. But I appreciate that he comes up with a whole new image, which is awesome. Some other things that I wanted to mention too. This is kind of, I guess, a little bit of, it's not really a spoiler, but it's like kind of like a fun nod. They mentioned in the first issue that Battle Beast is from the planet Dorn, which I thought was really cool. And that's a reference to Michael Dorn, who voices the character on the Invincible cartoon, but also played Worf in Star Trek Next Generation, which was a warrior kind of alien race, which is basically what Battle Beast kind of is. So I thought that was neat. If in case you're not a Trekkie and you don't know that reference, I thought it was great. Thought that was really cool. Another thing I saw recently, me and Johnny on the show, we always talk about AEW wrestling. There's a luchador on there called the Beast Mortos. And most recently, his mask kind of looks like Battle Beast, which is kind of cool. If I can find a picture, I'll put it up here. But like when I saw the new mask, I was like, oh my God, he looks just like Battle Beast. So if you watch AEW, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's like the white mask that he wears. And I also wanted to say, I think this might be the first comic that I reviewed of Robert Kirkman's. And I've been a fan going way back. I even remember back in the day, back in the early 2000s, buying his first comic, which was Battle Pope. And I forget what his label was at the time. It was before he got involved with Image, but I remember buying each issue and saying, "Hey, check this out." I mean, at the time it was kind of offensive, but also Preacher was out at the time, so it wasn't, I guess it was commonplace to poke fun at at religion and stuff. But yeah, I've always been a fan, even back then. Like, collected Walking Dead for a little while. I did remember buying the first 4 or 5 issues of Invincible, but then I didn't continue on with it because those early ones kind of just feels like a generic superhero book, but you have to kind of stick with it to see what Robert Kirkman's huge plan was for the series, which I didn't do. Kicking myself now for that. But yeah, no, get back to this one. I think it's going to be a great run. I see this going at least, maybe 50 issues, if that. He seems to do about 30 to 40 issues now per series. So I think you can get a lot of mileage out of this. And in the back, he mentioned how it's going to tie in with the Invincible universe in weird and unique ways. So that part of it, I'm excited about, to see how he ties us in with other characters. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I recommend it. I think you'd like this if you're a fan of Robert Kirkman, if you're a fan of the Invincible comic and or animated series. I think you'll love this. And if you're just looking for beautiful artwork, Ryan Ottley's artwork is awesome. So I think this one is a high recommend. I loved it, and I can't wait to see where this character goes and how Robert Kirkman will add interesting character and depth to this kind of one note creature. Yeah, we'll see. Like, if anyone can do it, I think he can. And they just announced that he's going to be taking over Transformers. I'm super excited to see that as well. But great stuff if you're a Robert Kirkman or Skybound Entertainment fan. I think you can do no wrong with this book. All right, everybody, that is it for this review. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, share the videos. Join us every other Monday for our live streams where me, Johnny, and Harry get together, have a lot of fun, talk nostalgia, interview indie creators, and just have a lot of fun. So check that out. And most importantly, everybody, read some comics. All right, have a great week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Do you want to know something? You can catch the Queen of the System and Eddie Edwards at the Plastic City Comic Con August 23rd in Leominster, Mass. You better catch us and come say hi. And you better trust the system.